Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to have a look at the 22nd Commitments of Traders report of 2013. As usual, we're going to start off with the changes in commercials positions and start off with S&P 500, where we had a 36% change in commercials positions. The change size is over here, visible, much larger than average. You can see that the small speculators, there was a huge 100% change in their positions, pretty large. Both of these are can be considered bullish signals. Let's have a look at the 5-year chart and see the extreme. Here we go. You can see that we were actually close to one. A very large extreme, and we've moved away from that level. So of course the question is, are we going to be seeing prices rallying for another few more weeks, month, and as they do, see COT charts widen even a bit more before we get to the real top? That's the big question here in indexes. But let's move on and have a look at the Eurodollar. We have a 27% change in commercials positions over there. You can see basically both commercials and large speculators net long, only small speculators taking the short side of the market, which of course is always quite interesting. Whenever this happened, let's have a look at that on the chart. Basically doesn't tell us too much. We may see maybe there were sort of bottoms, but it's only two examples that we have over here. Looking at the 5-year chart, let's have a look at the COT extreme in this market. You can see basically we don't really have one. An extreme would be if commercials were above 1 million contracts net long, or if they were close to 1 million contracts net short. They're basically in between, very close to the zero line. So we can't really talk about a COT extreme. We may talk about a relative one, but definitely not an all-time or close to an all-time COT extreme. The New Zealand dollar is our next market. We have a 22% change over there in commercials positions. Change size is visible over here, larger than average, but as you can see, we've witnessed a couple of larger changes than average in the past few months. Let's have a look at the COT extreme. Here we go. We're getting closer to one. You can see that basically at the zero line, we'd be at a COT extreme that would suggest prices to bottom out. We do see even larger extremes when commercials are at close to 10,000 contracts net long territories. We're not there yet, but we're definitely getting closer and closer to one. So the chances of a bottom is getting larger as the weeks go by. Moving on to large speculators COT extreme. Here we go. Heating oil, British pound, and the Australian dollar on top. Let's open heating oil, where we have an all-time signal, not only in large speculators, but also in commercials positions. So let's open a 5-year chart and see this extreme on a wider perspective. We've talked about heating oil. The extreme is present for, it's been present for quite some time now. You can see that again, it's another example that all COT participants, whenever they're at an extreme, usually that coincides with a bottom in this case, or of course there are examples for tops as well. So we're expecting prices to rally from here. Question, of course, again, is timing. When will they start their really dynamic rally? British pound is our next market, all-time signal. After a nice rebound in prices. Opening the 5-year chart, let's have a look at that. Here we go. You can see that we had the extreme basically over here a couple of weeks ago, already pointing upwards. The extreme has widened since, and still suggesting that prices will go even higher from here. You can see these examples in the past, beautifully marking bottoms in prices. And the Australian dollar is our next market, our last market for the week. Here we go. I believe we're going to have a very similar picture. We have all-time COT extremes everywhere, okay? You can see that these are strong buy signals, similar cases. I'm going to show you a few on this chart whenever commercials and basically all market participants were at extreme levels. How they coincided with bottoms in prices. So we have an all-time COT extreme, a very large stress level in Australian dollars, suggesting that prices will start their rally soon. So that's all for this week. If you would like to have a look at other COT charts, you can do so at our COT charts page. If you would like to have a more in-depth and detailed COT analysis, then check out our subscription service at cotbase.com, where you can check out our other functions, long-term trend, volume and open interest scores, the COT index, and of course you can have a look at new COT report types like CIT, TIF, disaggregated, or look at the futures and options data type as well. And of course we have the volume and open interest analysis page, highlights, all sorts of very useful functions that will help you analyze the commitments of traders report. Thank you very much for being with me. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.